thanks for coming. I see I'm slotted for half an hour, but it probably won't take half an hour, tell you now. Put a picture of me in there, I think you know who I am, Pamela. Am I too light? Yeah. Carry on. I don't even think I need a mic, actually, but hey. Yeah, you know we do the swimwear trend. So what I'm looking at this morning is, I'm looking at the trends I did last month, I think it was. Trying to work out what we're going to be looking at colour-wise and print-wise for 2023. And it's still a lot of pinks, neons, mango and pink. These colours. Black, for once, isn't really a popular colour and hasn't been so much in the sales. If people are going on holiday now, they're looking for something a little cheerful. Or if they're getting a black swimsuit, they're getting it with big floral prints on it. They want joyful, they want to really celebrate. I mean, I've been looking around and I mean, there's still a lot of mango, there's a lot of orange on stands like Empreinte, Pan de Sucre, there's lime colours, Longidor. I've been looking around and those colours are still very much there for 2023. But this is just a general overhaul of the thing, so we'll move on to really what I was talking about. This is, sorry, I can't see it from here properly. Yeah, this is a colour, yeah. So I'll go on. I mean, citrus colours, as I said, the mangoes or whatever, but it is balanced that you do have earthy colours and golden colours as well. Like people at Gotex have earthy and golden colours, which again is keeping away from the black, funny enough. I mean, there are some black, obviously black is a staple in the wardrobe, but much less black than I have seen for years and years for 2023. People really want something bright, colourful, and making them feel in the mood for vacation or holiday. So, if we move on to, I told you this would take more than 10 minutes. We move on to patterns and prints. There are a lot of natural textures around. These drawings are just representations. They're not sometimes actual outfits at all, they're just representations. But artisan, crafted effects, 3D effects, patchwork, things like that. And again, these rainbow bright colours, sometimes against a plain ground, or sometimes not, sometimes the whole pattern, yeah? We do have a lot of what I would call nacre or mother of pearl effects. You know, this iridescent, shiny, nearly glitzy, but not too much in your face. A nice, soft, shimmering effect, yeah? And of course, we still have stripes. They just don't go away. I mean, sometimes it's the nautical, the blue and the white stripes, but we have stripes of all sorts for next year coming through. They can be two-tone, like blue and white or whatever, or they can be multi-tone. We've got 4 different colours in a checked pattern. Okay, silhouettes. Well, as I say, it's all in the detail. Cutouts. I know people say cutouts, tan lines, whatever, but at this point in time, most people have said we don't care about tan lines. The very fact we're going on holiday is like a badge of honour. Watch the tan line, I've been on holiday. They don't seem to really, you know, and a lot of strapping, this sort of effect, yeah. But it's sort of a matter of proportion. Some of these obviously are extreme images, yeah, but there is a lot of the strapping and there is a lot of cutouts coming through. Now sometimes they mightn't be the cutouts we're used to. There might be small cutouts on the brief of a bikini instead of the big waist cutouts. It might be discreet cutouts, you know, just a little detail, something, and some of them are very interesting. I think is it Passionata? They have a lovely bikini with cutouts down the side. Corsetry looks, they're affecting everything, and they're affecting the swimwear as well. For the slightly more structured suit, I suppose, maybe the Miracle suits, these type of brands, and they are doing colour blocking, things like that. Right, and now we're talking about fabrics. Going in again with the theme mesh and net, again, which is that sort of, you can have a cutout but then you put mesh over it. Can be quite nice for the person that doesn't want to bare all their flesh, yeah? Fringing, I mean, it's really extravagant next year, actually. There's virtually something for everybody. The swimwear producers and designers have really gone for it after the past 2 years where there's been absolutely dreadful swimwear sales, yeah? They really are catering for everybody. We have, again, some of these surface effects, smooth surfaces that sort of reflect the light, not high gloss, but shimmering all the time, yeah? And strangely enough, they think the denim look might come back. I'm not sure, yeah? I've seen a lot of tie-dye this year, and I think that will possibly carry through. But they're talking about denim coming through. I'm not 100% whether that's going to happen or not. But, the fashionistas, that's what they think anyway. I'm not a fashionista, obviously, but that's what they're saying might come through. I mean, is there anything else, because that's really the presentation. I mean, I do go on about here about the sustainability features, which I don't want to start talking about because you've probably read this, you've probably seen it, but these are things that, swimwear of course is one of the categories that takes on fabric developments much quicker than lingerie. I mean, swimwear, a lot of the swimwear manufacturers have been doing sustainable suits for years, if not as their whole range, as part of the range. And of course, because swimwear is so performance-led, even if it's a swimsuit or a lounging at the cocktail at the bar, you still have to be able to swim in it normally. Yeah? So, or at least get into the pool. At least get into the pool without it all disappearing.
Does that include you?
But we're not talking about me, Eric. That's why swimwear is, I would always say, like sportswear, ahead of the game in terms of using the Euro fabrics, the higher performance fabrics, and the sustainable fabrics that can still perform as well. Yeah. So they are ahead of the game here. But I've just put a few examples in there about the new things. I mean, most common one, of course, is the Eco-Nil, which a lot of swimwear manufacturers use because that's from plastic bottles, bottles from landfill or whatever, and it's pretty much an industry standard now. Yeah. And I don't think I know one swimwear brand that I've spoken to, either Paris or probably here, that doesn't have some sort of range with this in it. Yeah? And of course the new swimwear brands, now the young swimwear brands, they all start off, like Tessa was saying earlier, with her bold prints, that they start off now, and if you start a new swimwear brand now, it's expected to be sustainable. It's a license to operate. You have to be sustainable if you're a new brand, because you're bringing a brand into the marketplace when sustainability is such a big issue. It's more difficult for the traditional brands, some of them 100 years old, let's say, yeah, to start making all their ranges sustainable. And of course it has a price impact. Obviously it has a price impact on the finished garment and the wholesale and retail price. Yeah. So, I'm afraid I'm very quick at presentation. I haven't got Eric to chit-chat to, so we get through things a lot quicker. Did anybody want to ask me anything? It's just a summary, and it's trying to tie it in with what I've seen here as well. I can hear him.
Right. My assistant is here. What would be your recommendation, continuing our conversation of yesterday, what would be your recommendation to independent retailers of what they should be doing based on that excellent information about swimwear for 23?
I think with swimwear, it's a much easier story to tell about sustainability, actually. Intimate apparel, I'm not sure that the consumer that most of our independents are selling to is that concerned yet about sustainability. And I know Tessa said that will change, and it will change. But on swimwear, because this is the rubbish that we're throwing into the sea, we're bringing it out again, and we're reusing it for swimwear. It's such an easy story to tell, I think. It's a very simple message to put forward, isn't it? And you're not dealing with all the accoutrements, you're dealing with a one or a two-piece garment. That is not, we have some fitted underwear, swimwear, but a lot of it is unfitted, yeah?
Just going away from sustainability, just purely on your trend direction, your styling, colours, shapes, etc. What would be your advice to an independent retailer? What should they be buying into? With what sort of commitment and so on to make a statement? Because as you said, we've had this season is the first season for a while. You could sell swimwear. So next season will be the second one. So
that's true.
Should be even bigger than this season, perhaps.
Well, it should be, but we always had this old expression, I don't know whether it is, that you don't have 2 swimwear seasons in a row that are good, right? Now, I don't really know whether that's the case, because I think the hunger for holiday will still continue into next year. I absolutely believe that.
Some people might not go on holiday.
Well, yes, some of them are still sitting in Dover and at Heathrow, yeah. I do think it's to be a bit bolder. I mean, we always used to say when you were displaying swimwear, you would put a statement piece in the window, but when they came in, they ended up buying a blue and white or black. I don't actually think that's the case anymore. There'll always be the woman that wants, you know, the miracle type suit, shaping solutions, doesn't want too many bright colours, maybe just a white or a stripe across it or whatever. But I do think we need to be a bit adventurous. We're a bit more adventurous than we are at the minute, because there is, as I said, we were talking yesterday about independents actually have scope maybe to bring in a few new brands that they wouldn't have done before, because maybe the department store would have a concession with that, or they, you know what I'm saying, well that probably won't be existing in their locality so much now, so they might have a chance to bring in something and say, I'm the only shop in this locality to have this new brand, or to actually have this brand. It doesn't have to even be a new one. Yeah, so that's where I do see opportunities. And of course, like everything, you have your bread and butter brands. Every store has your bread and butter, you know that you have to buy them every season, that they'll always sell out. But I do think there's room to be adventurous, actually, for next year. I really feel that.
We certainly saw that last week at the manufacturer.
Yeah.
A lot of really close stuff. White, blue, grey.
Is that where you bought the trousers, Eric?
No, that's it. You know I don't follow trends. I am a trend. I am a trend.
How'd you get it?
I was in the lime green ones last week.
Oh God, at least small mercies, small mercies.
I can only wear these on my white truck.
You can see why. But yeah, just to sum up, I do think there's room to be a wee bit more adventurous and spread the wings a little bit in terms of it, because I mean, for the young market, we've got the H&Ms, we've got all that going on, but for this market, there's still some brands out there. I mean, but what I think we might be a wee bit short of is mid-price brands. Quite a lot of them are high price. I think we're a wee bit short of some mid-price brands in our market at the minute. We have an H&M shopper or whatever, and then of course we have beautiful like the Gotex, the Roy Dahl, Euroferia, the brands that are here. But I think there's a bit of a gap in the middle there for not just quite at that price level. Yeah. So I think there's room. It is a challenge, isn't it? Because the price is, I mean, a swimsuit is to a lot of people an investment purchase for a holiday, whatever. And I mean, certainly this summer there doesn't seem to be too much price resistance, because people actually haven't bought swimwear, quite a few of them, for 2 years. So they're saying, actually, I don't care, I just want to go and have a great holiday, and I really like it, and it's more than I would usually spend, but I'm going to have it, yeah? But I still think there's room for more mid-priced brands, and I don't think that market's actually very well served at the moment, yeah? So, is that it, folks? We haven't done 30 minutes, I know that.
If anyone wants those trends, they're printed in our swimwear yearbook. They can have a free copy of all those
yeah,
trend boards.
super.
So, and also the swimwear market survey, where Pam interviewed buyers and she's got the colours. So, how many people are buying black, prints, everything. So, whatever they want that was up there is in the swimwear.
Yeah, I should have made that point actually, is I don't make it up about the colours. I actually ask 100 independent retailers what they've been selling this year. That's in that issue as well. And I ask them, you know, what's selling, and that's where I've seen that black is not as popular, black and white is not as popular. And they are selling a lot of swimwear when I was interviewing them. So I can only take what they say. I'm not a retailer, and that's what they're telling me. Yeah. So, okay.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Pam. Everyone give Pam a round of applause. Thank you.